Thank you very much. It's brilliant to be here. I thought we'd start with this. Anybody know what this is? It's a little more cluttered than what you might experience today, but that was the original search page. So it's come a long way, 15, 16 years. And I was just going to try to demonstrate with a few examples of how this massive shift from, you go to work, you log onto your computer, to suddenly having supercomputers in the cloud with this device. So we're now in continuous computing mode. So at any given moment, you might want to get an answer, you might want to have a conversation, and you also probably want to have what you really need anticipated. So those are the three themes I'm going to talk about. And I'm just going to start with Google and how we're thinking about search within these three areas, and how some other businesses are starting to do this as well in terms of innovating in retail. So what I thought I would do is just kick off with a couple examples. So if we could go to my mobile screen, that would be brilliant. So I can basically ask my phone anything. And so you can either ask me to ask it stuff, or I'll just start asking it. Like, you could start with something very basic. So if you just came to the UK, you weren't really sure, who is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
David Cameron is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
So pretty straightforward, but then, is he married?
His spouse is Samantha Cameron since 1996.
So you can kind of keep going in a conversation, yes? So hopefully I gave you an example of how, how you can just start having a conversation, which is quite new and difficult in terms of computing. But I think also around this idea of anticipation. So I used to live in New York City. So because I do loads of searches on the Jets, it tells me immediately that there's a game later in the United States in American football against the Bills. The other thing, because I love Chelsea Football Club, the real football in Europe, it's also reminding me that there's a game coming up at 11:45. So this is also letting me know in my next move, which is from here going back to our offices in Covent Garden, what options I have, if it's bus or train. This is interesting because I love this show called The Good Wife. So it's seen an article and it's brought it in front of me. And of course, I'm interested to go read about it. So hopefully that's just a quick demonstration of how, those are three examples, and I'm going to walk you through a more extreme example. If you could show the next video then. And I can't demonstrate this because of obvious reasons once you see this. So if you can show the local video, that would be brilliant.
Okay, Google, what's the name of this church?
According to Wikipedia, Saints Peter and Paul Church is a Roman Catholic church in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood.
When does this restaurant open? Okay, Google, how tall is this?
Court Tower is 210 feet tall.
Show me pictures of the rooms here.
Check out these pictures for Hotel Boheme room.
Okay, so it gives you an idea of context as well. This is an example where, let's say you've been searching for your Christmas presents for your kids. I'm sure you've all started and you're done with your holiday shopping. I'm not quite, but this is an example where in the United States we're trialing this, where it will just remind you, you were searching for these things, you happen to be 20 steps from this Toys R Us, and you can go in. So this idea of continual computing, seamless, you were doing this at home on your desktop or at work or on a different device, it doesn't matter. Wherever you go, it's there on your mobile device. So if we can just click to the next slide, I can show you another example. In-store. And if you show this video, this is a collaboration right now with Walgreens, similar to Boots in the United States. And you can see as you're walking down the aisles, because of that little tablet that you have, and we've used indoor mapping, you can start to get information if it's offers, if it's what the pricing is. And again, it's just this notion of, we live in this world now where digital and physical have completely blended. There's no real difference. Even our language is completely outdated. And as you can see, you can search, you can navigate, it can help you get through your shopping surgically and fast if you want to, or if you want to discover new things, you can. So we can move from that. But that's just an example of a collaboration between an indoor mapping company, Google, and Walgreens. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this, just the seamless use of your phone or your tablet as a personal shopping assistant. And so again, if we look outside of Google then and how other businesses are trying to answer these three challenges, what you can see through the next example is, if you're trying on makeup, why shouldn't you be able to see what it looks like on your face? So even if you move your face, you still have that makeup. You can find what the right lipstick is, and you're done, and you can purchase it. This is an example with Darty in France, where any problem you might have on any product that they happen to sell, even if you didn't buy from them, they will answer that customer service problem. So it's a really interesting extension of what customer service means. This is an example with Topman. And so basically, you can get on in a live video conversation with someone who's brilliant about style. So they could take a look at my wardrobe in a conversation and say, Peter, I think you need these types of jeans, or this will help you look 5 years younger, or whatever it is. And it's a much more personal, intimate shopping experience. And it's just using the technology that already exists. And that's the ability to have a conversation with anybody, anywhere, in a way that's very, very inexpensive. So take a look at that. I think it's a really interesting example, and we'll see more and more of that. So if we can flip to the next, that would be great.
Retail really hasn't changed much in the last couple hundred years. The robots are the first thing that can really change the customer experience.
Hello, I am Oshbot, the Orchard Store robot helper. What are you looking for today?
Where can I find more of these?
I'm looking for hammers.
Me gustaría comprar esto.
Can you place the object in my viewfinder? Is this the item you are looking for?
Yes?
I'll take you.
Once you show the robot the item, it will then navigate you to where that item can be found.
I'll take you to the Plum 16-ounce flat contoured handle hammer.
So if you run into problems, you can actually bring a human being onto the screen as well. But it's just a funny example of how probably robots will be more and more part of our retail experience. This is just that other example from the travel space where KLM ran this, where you could ask any question about any travel needs. Going to Florida, I need 12 people to have these types of places to stay, or I need these types of flights. And even if you're not booking it through KLM, they were just there to help. So just another example from a different industry. This is an example in a shopping mall environment in France. So this is called an inspiration corridor. It takes a 3D view of you, and you can just start to figure out a great outfit that you might want for a party on the weekend, and it will tell you what's in your size, your individual size within that department store. So it just makes it faster, easier, more personalized. And it's not just Google that's doing this. I mean, Amazon has this thing called Echo, where you're in your home and you can ask it questions to play music. This is an example of Watson, what IBM has, which you all know from the Jeopardy game when it beat all those contestants in Trivial Pursuit. And then, just more recently with North Face, they're trialing this app. This is launching very soon, where again, you can ask questions, you can enter into a dialogue, and hopefully your shopping experience then will be that much richer and better and more personalized. So if you click to the next, what I thought I'd do is just end on this video. So this is an example from DeepMind, artificial intelligence business. And it's just showing you how a computer that is good at artificial intelligence starts to learn within a couple hours how to be brilliant at these games. So this is like boxing. And in the beginning, it's getting completely clobbered. But then within an hour or two, it starts to get really fast. And some of that has to do with just being able to anticipate all the potential moves that the opponent could have. And so I think it just gives you an example of how we're in a very early and slow stage of computing in terms of bringing real intelligence, real personalization, and that's really going to transform what goes on in retail. So I was told to keep this unbelievably fast, and I hope I've accomplished that. So thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.